Hey guys, it's Richard back with unboxing NoCode. Today is the third video in the three-part series about unboxing Airtable's latest features. And today I'm going to be trying to unbox. I'm going to try to. I can't speak today. I'm going to unbox Airtable Sync. Um, so as I was in the Airtable kind of interface. I was trying to look for it earlier and I couldn't find it. This is the CityRex application that I had created for video two. Um, so I Googled, and I think we're gonna have to do this the old school way of actually looking at some sort of documentation. I imagine Airtable probably, maybe, I don't know how they're gonna start training people on how to do this, but it's a bit odd to me that I'd have to open up a blog post to do this. That aside, let's just try it. Okay, setting up the sync. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm new to it just like you guys. Setting up the sync, there are three basic steps to complete in order to set up a sync. Create a syncable view share link in the source base. Choose which method you would like to use to create the sync in the destination base. And three, use the setup window to configure and create the synced table. Those are all words that I don't really understand, so let's just get started. Create a syncable view share link in the source base. Okay. Create a grid view that you'll use as a source for the sync. Sure, we've got this grid view, CityRex, this will be the source. You can determine which information can be synced by filtering out records and hiding fields, locking the view after you've configured it. Never locked a view before. Row height. Let's hide a field. Let's hide. The link to cities. That matters. And then how do I? Okay. Let's click on this how to lock the view. I imagine this is going to show me how to do it. Is a premium feature. Let's see. Okay, the view is locked. All right. So I guess yeah, if I'm sharing the view with, or I'm syncing the view with another team, then I probably want to hide some data or not expose all of the information to that team. So then click Share View to create a view, share link, and select Allow this view to be synced to other bases. Share View. Allow data in this view to be synced to other bases. Why can't I do that? So it's sending me back to this article, which I was already on. Did I do it wrong? Then click Share View to create a view share link. You can copy the URL in the pink box and share it with other users that may want to sync your data. You may choose to set a password. Okay. This is really peculiar. I wonder why. Let's just unlock this. Well, that's weird. They told me to lock the view. Okay, well, I locked the view as recommended, and then locking the view for some reason doesn't allow me to specify this allow this view to be synced to other bases. This view, the data in this view. Okay. Hey guys, I recommend you update the copy in the blog post to update to match the text in the product. Anyway, so let's click on allow data in this view, show all fields. Okay, so I believe that's all. Okay, we're not going to restrict it anymore. Okay. You know, now I'm curious what happens if we lock this view. Turn it into a locked view. All right. Okay. Yo, Airtable. Step 1, configure your base. Step 2, share it by allowing this data. Step 3, lock it. Otherwise, change the product. But that seems to be what you need to do. All right, let's go back to unlock. Okay. Cool. In the destination space, add the sync table. Method 1, click the use. Okay. There are 3 ways to create a sync table in your destination base. If you don't have access to the source base, you must use the first or second method. Please review the section on permissions and restrictions. Woo! Okay, let us click the use this data button on the shared view page. While viewing a shared view that has sync enabled, click the use this data button on the top right. Okay. Choose base and shared view. Share club around the base you'd like to sync to. Okay, this is like really difficult to follow. Enter shared view URL. Okay, I get it. There are multiple ways to do this. Sync this view to another base, maybe. Click on that. Create a copy of this data in Airtable where you can build on it by adding your own fields. You can even keep your copy up to date when changes are made to this data. Okay, so let's click on Richard's space and go back to that project tracker that we had initially created from boilerplate. Create a sync table that we kept up to date. Okay, finally, this is all I wanted to see. So you have 2 options. You can either just, in the first case, is make a copy and sync it. So if there are any changes made in City Rex, then update those changes in Project Tracker. Or I can just do a one-time copy where the data isn't necessarily kept up to date afterwards. Let's do the syncing thing because I'm curious to see what that looks like. And I'm wondering if they'll just add 2 tables to correspond to my City Rex here, or if it'll just, actually, it should just grab the recommendations. Yeah. Okay, do this. We've got these. They got their little lightning bolt there. That's pretty neat. And then let's make sure the one thing that we hid is missing, which was link to cities. Yeah, it's missing. So this is just a straight copy. Now, in a completely different project. Okay, you do some interesting things. I mean, if you, for example, let's talk about project management. We have a new project that comes in, and that project needs to be handled by maybe different teams. Then each team can have access to the same data, and as they work on it with their own fields, that shared data gets updated. I wonder, okay, let's do 2 things. On this one hand, let's make another one. I'll just copy this whole row, hit enter, and let's call it Richard Sandwiches 2, and then go back and see if it's propagated over here. Or maybe it takes a little bit of time. Okay, that didn't tell me anything. So let's just call it Richard's Chicken Sandwiches. So let me see if I just edit a field, if it'll change. Do I need to refresh? Okay. I thought I wanted to keep everything in sync, so that's kind of strange. Did that, open source record button. Okay, I am very confused. I think I connected it in the destination base, add the sync table. Did that. If you don't have access, I'm owner on both, so it should be fine. Click the use this data button. That's what I did. Then select the workspace. Basically, you can also choose to create a new base with the sync table. Okay, this is what I did. Now, sync all fields from the view or just some. Click create table. Okay, those were the methods. Step 2, okay, let's go, maybe step 3 we haven't done. Sync all fields from the view or just some. Syncing automatic, oh, it's not real-time syncing. Okay. Well, that would have been helpful to know. I don't really know what I'm testing here now. I guess I just have to wait for 5 minutes to see if this change happens. Okay. And then what's this last thing that they're talking about? Adding an open source record button field to, or record button field maybe. Record and record is the same word, but you have a noun and a verb. That is tricky. We'll create a unique link for each record in your destination base. This link allows collaborators in your base to access the specific matching source record in the source base, so long as they have permissions to the source base. So can I even change? Okay, there we go. Richard's chicken sandwich, chicken sandwiches, or Richard's sandwiches 2. Can I even change this? Gotcha. Okay, so for Airtable Sync, you have a table that you want to be the single source of truth where everything, basically that's the master place. And if you want to make any changes to it, you make it there. But then in case you also want to have this data accessed by other projects or other bases, you can using Airtable Sync. And one thing to note is that there's a short delay, says up to 5-minute delay for those changes to get synced. I was under the impression, I assumed that it was real time, which it's definitely not the case. But in any case, I think that that's still a powerful feature. Compared to the first two, I would say that this one seems like it has, I was going to say the least love, but actually, in fact, like it's built pretty well. I think the documentation here could be a lot better because this was, well, the only feature that I had to open a separate help article to understand how to use, and secondly, wasn't super intuitive to me. I mean, it might be also because there's like method 1, method 2, method 3, and these conditions and this and that. So it was a little bit tricky to understand what's the simplest case for me. I mean, for what I understood, basically once I've created the view, click share view, do sync this view to another base, and that's probably the easiest thing for anyone to follow as like a quick setup to try out Airtable Sync. But in any case, I'm already thinking about different use cases for even some of the projects that I have going on right now. And I think I do. There were some cases where I am duplicating data across bases, which obviously isn't the best thing because those can fall out of sync really easily. And since both bases have edit access to that data, then you can go out of sync. Like you can have you can basically have a copy and they can diverge pretty easily. So this adds a lot of functionality to Airtable as well, which I'm curious to see what people end up building. Um, cool. Anyway, I think that's pretty much the overview of Airtable Sync. Hope you guys like the series. I will probably right now I'm trying to think of different use cases that I can try out these features on and try to build some projects. So I'll probably be documenting those and probably in future videos as well. But hope you enjoy this video. Talk to you later.